Ollie in a great mood there. He did that after the comeback against Southampton.
Yeah, he's got a great knack, Ollie, Gunnar Solskjaer, of turning things around when the pressure is on, and he seems to be doing that again.
So calm.
Yeah.
Always so calm. Well, going into match week 11, here are all the top news lines for you now from up and down the league. Jurgen Klopp says Trent Alexander-Arnold could be back in the squad for the game against Wolves. He's had a muscle problem, limping off against City before the international break. Naby Keita could also return to the team sheet after 3 weeks out, so good news all round for Jurgen Klopp. Virgil van Dijk is on the long road to recovery. He tweeted this in the last couple of hours. Great to see him in the gym again. The caption's working harder than ever. And look at that camera there. You can see him in the pool, so they must have an underwater camera.
Yeah,
Very
that's amazing
clever.
though, isn't it, to see Virgil van Dijk, you know, back on his feet and going through that sort of training after what happened, because it was horrific, wasn't it, what happened with Jordan Pickford. So fair play to VVD. As for Nuno, well, Nuno Espirito Santo gave us a Raul Jimenez update. Now, he's admitted that it's a really tough situation, of course, and that they're still very worried, despite him now recovering well from surgery. But the Wolves fans have this week raised £7,500 to buy a huge flag, which is going to be at Molineux in support of Raul Jimenez in the Steve Bull stand. Double whammy for Palace. Good news though, Wilf Zaha is back from COVID. He's been self-isolating, and the captain, Luka Milivojevic, in contention for the first time in over a month. Hodgson says that he is knocking on his door to be selected.
And Frank Lampard says he can't guarantee playing time for any of his players. The ones that do play simply have to take their chances, just like Olivier Giroud did against Sevilla in midweek. Just the 4 goals on Wednesday, not a bad night for the Frenchman.
Yeah, Manchester City host Fulham on Saturday. This is Pep Guardiola's 700th game as a manager. Of course, he managed at Barcelona, at Bayern Munich as well. He says he would manage for another 700 games before he retires. Not quite sure what to believe when Pep says things like that.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. The game of the weekend, Alex, though, we talked about it earlier, didn't we? The North London Derby, the 188th edition of this fierce rivalry. And you look at this, a lot more W's for Spurs, a few more L's for Arsenal. And look, this is Arsenal's worst start after 10 games to a league season since 1981. And I know you think I'm old, Alex, but even I wasn't born in 1981.
Sure about that?
I'm sure.
Well, if we look at the record in the last decade in all competitions, it's pretty even. They tend to be tight affairs. 7 draws, 9 wins for Arsenal, 8 for Spurs, although Spurs have never had a bigger advantage over Arsenal than the current 13 places between them going into Sunday's game. Well, to continue our North London Derby build-up, we can hear from Lindsay Hooper now, as she's been catching up with a Spurs legend who played for both sides.